Hey guys, welcome to SJ News. In our show today, we have a very amazing gentleman. He goes by the name Ian. He is going to introduce to us himself and tell us a little bit about himself. Welcome Ian.
Asante.
Uh-huh.
Kwa majina naitwa Ian Kiprotich.
Uh-huh.
I'm a student at Kabarak University pursuing Bachelor of Science Information Technology IT.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my third year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's all.
Nice. Thank you very much for coming to our show. We are really humble and we are grateful for you finding time to come. So we want you to tell us about your condition, the bipolar condition. When did you find out that you had this condition?
So about bipolar condition, I was diagnosed late last year in October. Then that is when I think the signs and the symptoms start showing. Then I went to the hospital on November. So in November now is when the doctor now diagnosed me with the bipolar disorder. And through that is when now I came to realize and came to terms to my condition about bipolar.
First of all, what is this bipolar disorder that we hear about? Some of us don't know what it is.
Yeah. So bipolar disorder is initially like a BP. So it's a condition where it's about mood swings. Sometimes someone may be high or low. In bipolar they say someone is maniac or low is depression. So in bipolar someone may undergo a phase of highs. So that is extremes. Extremes where you find someone is so happy, you find someone is so anxious about many things, jovial, and if he or she finds everything going on well according to himself, and he's so happy. Then in other times someone may be low. In this time someone may experience some kind of depression. That is to the extremes. But in the low moments someone may find someone so low, someone a kind of unhappy in any situation, in some situations where he sees himself, and most of the time he's lonely, he's alone, kind of alone.
Now this time that he is on the lows.
On the lows. Yes.
So has this condition, like, what was your reaction the first time you were told that you know what you have BP?
So this condition started when I was in school during I think it's almost Corona time, October last year. So I was uneasy in school. I made many moves in school, and for me I did not realize I had it. So while I was in school I was just doing my daily activities, studying and everything. Then it came a moment when the chief security officer CSO called me and informed me that, Ian, I'm not seeing everything going on well with you. So he called my parent back at home. Then he told them that Ian is restless, he's uneasy, and they should come pick me up from school so that they can go and diagnose me, or they see for just treatment. So through that, my parents came to school, and after they came to school, I was not told anything. They told me that you just go home, get some rest, then when you resume school in January, you'll continue in school. So they came to school. Then after some time, I went to when they came to school, they took me to the hospital directly. So when we arrived in the hospital, we did not find the psychiatrist. So we stayed for some moments in the hospital. Then almost after 3 days now is when we found the psychiatrist now. So the psychiatrist now informed my parent now that according to the signs that I'm showing and the symptoms, is now when I was diagnosed with the bipolar. Yeah.
And what was your reaction? Did it affect you even more? Did you feel like, oh no, now my life has ended?
So my reaction now was For me, I do not see it as a big deal because I do not know the condition. In my family line, anybody I have not been diagnosed with the situation, with the disease. So I do not find it so heavy on me. It just so is like just any other disease. So I was diagnosed and all went well.
And after, has this disease made you change your behavior, or maybe something that you were doing before you don't do it anymore? Has it changed your life in any way?
So after I was diagnosed, I was given some treatment. I was under treatment for almost since October, November, December, January till February, almost 5 months. So I was under medication and strict monitorization by the doctor. Every time I went for therapy sessions, and through that, it made me so low, now to the extreme, so almost depressed. But it made my interaction with other people not that frequent as it was. So I kept everything to myself, and I could not interact much as I used to.
Have you faced rejection from friends because of your condition?
Most before now diagnosed with the disease, most of my friends did not know about it. And even after I've been diagnosed, I've never shared much with people, or I've not talked to people about my condition and everything. But most of my friends, even they don't know I have the condition, because after I was diagnosed, I was under treatment, I was well. Now I don't feel any kind of stigmatization or any kind of rejection.
But what is the cause of this bipolar? Does it have a specific cause, or it just occurs?
So bipolar, according to the doctors, they say it's a genetic formation. Maybe it's genetic through, maybe your parents may have had, or their relatives. Also, it may be the first one in your family to have it. So there is no really specific cause about the disease.
After now you've been diagnosed, does it end, or it's something you'll have to live with under treatment, or what happens?
They say it's a lifelong disease. It's only managed because people have it's called episodes. You may have a condition, maybe it occurs once a year, maybe sometimes twice a year. You don't know really when it will happen. But most of the time, for me, it has only occurs almost twice. But through this, I've been under treatment, so it's only managed.
So the whole time you're okay, like you're just okay. Now it is when you get the attacks that.
Sure.
So
it does not happen just like it's like a flu. I think it's like a flu, because sometimes someone you may have, then it's like a whole year. Someone may not have a flu, then it appears once.
Oh, okay. Now I understand. I thought that after you've been diagnosed with it, like utakuwa hivyo forever, and then so it is episodes that occur. Oh yeah, now I get the what. I get the idea behind it. Now, what can you tell someone who has been diagnosed with it, and he or she is feeling very low, he's hating himself or herself? What can you tell them?
So my first comment to this is when someone has the condition, not even has, maybe suspects. First, someone should be diagnosed, or should undergo a diagnosis, so that maybe it's not even bipolar, maybe it's something else, maybe anxiety or anything. Then the second one, someone should undergo treatment if there is, kama ako nayo. Then also he or she should manage the condition.
So have you ever met people who have this condition? Have you ever interacted with other people?
Yeah, so at home, well, as at home, during my interactions with the doctor and everybody, I went to Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital Eldoret. So there is a mental health unit there, and most of the people who are there, most of them are bipolar, but they can't. When you ask someone if he or she has bipolar, most of them don't know if they have the bipolar. Maybe sometimes the doctor may say that it's an anxiety, or they may say it's kind of a depressed. Then most of them you don't know. So I have interacted with most people, but it's not that specific that he has bipolar. But also I have interacted with one that has been in the system. He has been throughout medication, even through. He's a senior person in the county. But he was diagnosed well. He was, I think he was on duty. He was on job employment. So I've interacted with him, and he has shared with me about his situation, his condition, and everything. So that is one. Also, I know senior people in government. Also, Shebesh, Rachel Shebesh. Through I watched his interview in Churchill Show. Also, he has a YouTube channel about his diagnosis with it. So for her, she was diagnosed when she was 19, and I've kind related with her situation, and saw about his condition and his symptoms, everything, as she said. So that is almost 2 people I know. And also there are some people who my parents also shared me with, that they have the situation and they have lived with it, and they are well now.
So this is something you can live with. It is not a death sentence. What has been your biggest struggle when you're having this condition?
So my biggest struggle has been trying to cope when situation or when an episode occur. When I was a bit maniac, that is high, I struggled with dealing with things that are coming my way. Like I can relate. It was during some exam period, and I was struggling with trying to read, and I had many ideas in my mind, trying to fix them, and trying to cope up with. And it made me so anxious about what will happen about my studies and everything. But to my surprise, most of the papers that I did, I excelled, and it didn't worry me much after it. Then also at my low moments, I've been trying to talk to people, so that they can share with me. But during my low moments now, it's when it hits you, it's like you're like depressed.
You feel like you are alone.
You feel like you're a bit like alone. So you keep everything to yourself, and you can't even interact much. So that is my struggle with when you are at your lowest moment.
But there is this time when you'll be just normal. Like normal kabisa. There is nothing. You don't have low and you don't have the high.
Like now when I'm talking to you, after my medication, I left medication, I think February. Until now, I'm well. I don't feel any challenge, like interacting with people freely. I can chat with my friends, and can talk normally, like a normal person.
Okay. Have you seen someone in your family who has this condition?
Tracing back to my family lineage, I tried to, but there's no one who has this situation, condition.
Okay. God is going to provide for you a way. We are so thankful. Probably you can give your closing remarks before we end the show. And I am so grateful for finding time. And also, feel free to come to SJ News to reach out to those people who are struggling alone and they want to feel the presence of people. They want to feel like they have someone in mind in their lives. Yes.
So my closing remarks, first I want to thank SJ News for hosting me here. I think it's a chat. It's a chat room.
Yeah.
Where we share real life situations, and I hope this will go along to encourage someone who is living with bipolar, either in campus even, or even at home, or even at workplace. It's my encouragement that it will be an eye opener to those who don't have an opportunity to share their story, and also to encourage someone out there that having this condition, bipolar, is not a death sentence, or it's not the end of the world, but it's an encouragement that there is hope out there. You can find solace or peace sharing your story to others also. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, SJers, for watching our show. I have been your girl, Sharon Kamau. And don't forget to share, comment, subscribe. And if also you have your story, please contact us with the number that is on your screen. Thank you.